Welcome to Conversational Currency Live. Conversational Currency is the fastest growing talk show which focuses on the value of social skills for business in a digital era shared through the stories of today's business and thought leaders. Welcome to the program. I'm your host, Shadidi Laser, but today we're going to be discussing the art, the science of building financial freedom for ladies. And there are many people who have expertise in this topic, but I went and I found the best of the best to host this discussion. Now, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about the millionaire method for ladies to grab the reins of their financial freedom and start to create wealth for themselves.
Thank you for having me, Shadid. I really appreciate this opportunity. And hello, everybody who is watching us live or maybe in recording. My name is Millen Livis, and I am financial independence mentor for professional women. My story is wicked and inspiring. I am first-generation immigrant in the United States. And when I came to the United States, I wasn't even speaking English. So I self-taught myself English, and in 1 year, I was working for brokerage companies. So over many years, I was climbing the ladder, and like everybody basically was just trying to support my family and have a beautiful house and everything. And then at some point in my life, I started to feel that my job doesn't have meaning to me. And unfortunately, my marriage was falling apart. And I had a choice to continue, like many people, just basically stay in the comfort zone, or dare to change my life. And when my daughter went to college, I happened to dare to change my life. I walked out of my comfortable financially marriage. I walked out of my comfortable financially Wall Street job. And I decided to be an entrepreneur. And the reason for this was because I realized that my core value, besides integrity, one of my main core values was freedom. I wanted to have freedom to make choices, what I do, what I buy, what I save, who I spend time with. And that's why I felt that I wanted to find a way to build financial independence. And I started doing that. And I started my investment company and real estate investment company. At that time, I already was investing in the stock market. And unfortunately, it didn't turn out with a happy ending at first, because it was 2008, everything was down. And at some point in my life, when I lost everything that defined me before, my family, my job, financial comfort, I started to be deeply depressed. I became depressed, and at some point I was contemplating how to end my life. And that's at this moment I met a coach who helped me to shift my perspective on what is happening with me, shift my perspectives on my values, on how I define success. And from this point on, I basically turned my life around and became a certified yoga instructor and meditation instructor. I learned how to surrender and how to have faith and use power instead of force. And from this point, I basically was in the flow, and I created financial independence within 7 years from what I would define as below zero state. And eventually I met my partner, my new husband, and now I enjoy my freedom, and I live in 2 countries, and I do the work that has not only meaning for me, but also is my purpose, my life purpose and my passion. That's like probably maybe a little bit too long. to describe how I got to do what I do right now?
Well, it's not too long because the story of success that you share is one that many of our ladies who are within the audience can relate to when it comes to family, when it comes to wanting to make the right decisions, not only for your family, but to fulfill yourself. When we often have the expectations of our parents and we get the, let's say, successful job, but we feel unfulfilled inside. These are all parts of your story. And also when you reach success and you reach the mountaintop and you don't feel it's enough and you feel empty inside, and you start to look at a way out. These are all very powerful themes that we will touch upon as we continue down this journey. Now, when we talk about financial freedom, when we talk about personal finance, women are often indoctrinated into, let's say, beauty, style, decorating, nurturing, and money is often seen as facts, numbers, hard, cold, which is often seen as a masculine trait. What is your advice to women who haven't given themselves the permission to take control of their finances?
It's a great question and a very deep question because I believe that many women don't realize that they have masculine energy and feminine energy, and it's the awareness of this duality is very useful and very helpful. For example, when it comes to taking care of your children or spending time with your family, with your husband, with your partner, it's very important that you are in your feminine, that you cannot, that you don't really use your masculine energy, because it will not land lovingly on them. They will not feel that it's joyful to be around you. However, when you are at work, or when it comes to investing, or when it comes to dealing with money, that's the moment, or that's the time when you have to be aware of your ability to be in your to use your masculine energy. That's, for example, at work, it's very important that you detach from the feelings and emotions. You just do what you need to do. And with money, being conscious of the fact that you cannot spend more than you make, that doing that will bring you to a very uncomfortable and very potentially dangerous state in life. That's a masculine thought, and that's the time to think about this. So when it comes to money, masculine energy is very helpful. That way, you know that, okay, I have to figure out. In what is interesting, that I met women from all walks of life, women who make a lot of money, women who don't make that too much, and financial success is not really the factor of how much you make. It's your mindset. It's whether you have a mindset of a wealth builder, right, versus wealth consumer. If wearing the designer suit or having a purse, designer purse, is more important for you than having freedom in life and being independent in life, just be conscious of this. Be aware of the choices that you make, because maybe for you that's your value, but then be aware that when you say yes to something, when you say yes to designer clothes, or to 16, but maybe buying Lamborghini versus buying a car that at this phase in your life is comfortable for you to buy, be aware that you say no to something else in your life. Maybe no to your freedom. Maybe no, you say no to comfortable retirement, or say no to maybe paying for your kids' education. So it's always a balance. And the way I like to explain it to my clients is it's a dance of masculine energy and feminine energy. And awareness of this is very, very helpful.
Excellent points. And when we talk about saying yes to what we want and know to what we ultimately need and what will serve us down the line, the idea of opportunity costs comes into play. And many aspiring business owners and women who want to be more successful need to have a greater understanding in the moment of what opportunity cost is. And this is not only for women, but just entrepreneurs in general. And so you make some excellent points there. When you mentioned being first generation immigrant and having to learn English when you came to this country, one of the one common themes within my audience is that is a large international audience who is traveling to different lands in order to seek better opportunity. And so when it comes to wealth building, what often happens is when you come to a new country, you often have the red light where you say, you develop the story that this country's riches and success are reserved for the natives in many cases. And I am an immigrant. I have to, let's say, take the hard road, where if you know today what you, let's say, knew when you first arrived, of course, you would use more leverage. It would be a lot easier path. My question for you is, what is your advice to those first generation immigrants who arrive to the United States, for example, and they have the aspiration to be wealthy and the mindset of, well, I'm an immigrant, I need to take a step back, I don't know the country's laws? What would you say to that individual who is tuning in?
It's a very interesting question, because I have to tell you that I never felt that way, that, there are some Native Americans or whatever, like people who were born in America and people who came. From the very moment when I arrived to my country, I felt at home. And I felt that, this is an opportunity, amazing opportunity that I must use for myself and my family. And I never saw my position like, if I don't speak English, then I will never do that. It was like, at this moment, I am in this place. I don't have much money. I don't speak English yet. However, maybe down the road, 2 years, 1 year, my goal was, I always wanted to learn how to invest in the stock market. And I was focused not on what was missing in my life at this time. A lot of things were missing. We didn't have enough money. We lived in a very tiny kind of rundown apartment. But my focus was on what can be, not what is at this moment. And that helped me, this focus. Basically, I wanted to learn how to invest in the stock market. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to see what skills I could acquire. I wanted to be a better version of me. So all of this focus helped me over the years to learn things that I never thought I would know before, like science of consciousness. That's fascinating to me right now. I learned a lot about business and running business, and how to invest in real estate, how to invest in the stock market. So the focus that you deliberately can choose will determine what your actions will be, what your choices will be. Because if you focus on what is missing in your life, what limitations you may have, because maybe your language is not up to par right now, or whatever limitations you may have, that will be reflected in your choices. Your focus would be reflected on your choices and your actions. And somehow, intuitively, I was always focused on what I wanted to experience in life. And then, however, at some point, this desires change, right? I wanted to learn how to invest in the stock market and work on Wall Street. I achieved this, but at this point, I started to, my values, my desires changed, and I aligned with my new desires and values. And so it's it's an ongoing process. It's a process of up-leveling your consciousness, because basically your success in life would be determined by the level of your awareness. And being aware where you place your focus, because what you focus on expands, that's where you direct your energy, will determine how successful you will be and in what area you will be successful.
Excellent insight. Now, for ladies in relationships, Millen, there's often a power dynamic within a relationship, and oftentimes the management of finances falls upon the masculine energy within a relationship. And so for the ladies who are tuning in and they are on a path of wealth consciousness and wealth generation, or they're listening to your voice, your ideas, your experience, and they say, I need to take greater control of my finances, they often run into a brick wall, which is the roles within a relationship. And my question is, how can our ladies who are looking to become more financially savvy take control of the purse strings of their own wealth generation without, let's say, disrupting the power dynamics within the relationship?
You know, it's a very, very important question, and I would say it's prevalent in our society and other countries' society that women assume to be not good at finances, good at investing and things like that. So it's cultural, it's generational, and it's not helpful. It's not. Because of this, and also because many women don't have models in life, like they don't have maybe mother or sister or a friend who became successful and financially independent. Most women depend on a partner, and like you said, the power dynamics in a relationship usually skewed in terms of finances toward the male partner. So I teach, and I invite my clients to consider a dance when it comes to money relationship in the family, in the relationship. So first of all, money conversations must happen. You know, avoiding this conversation is the worst thing you can do. If you feel uncomfortable with the fact that you maybe don't know what is happening with finances, if you feel uncomfortable with the fact that you only, allowed to spend certain amount of money yourself or whatever, if you don't have, I also like when women have their own accounts, saving account or lost my word. So saving account or cash account. Mm-hmm. So it's very important that you can have joint accounts and you can have personal accounts. So that way you don't have to ask permission from your partner if you want to buy something, if you want to buy a course that you feel would be good for you. So having this balance, because in the relationship, it's important to have this, it's a dance of power. It's a dance of masculine and energy, masculine and feminine energies. So it's important that you have this discussion, but you don't come from a place of being a victim. Like, you never allow me to do that, or, why I'm not that. You come from I call it from a place of power. You know what do you want. You can be loving, you can be kind, and you can be assertive with communicating, conveying things that are important to you. And that's, for healthy relationship, is essential. It's essential to be able to articulate things that are important to you. And money is a very, very important topic in the relationships. So I always say to my ladies that whatever your conversations might be around money, you've got to have, I call it money dates, right? So just if you're not comfortable to start talking about like, okay, we have to talk, you know, this phrase is usually triggers not pleasant experiences. So just invite, let's say, I would like to go out. Maybe you could just have a, you know, night out in a cafe or whatever it might be, pleasant environment, and just say, I would like to talk about something that is important to me, and I felt that we haven't talked about this for some time. And just convey that it's important for you to learn how to manage money. It's important for you to learn how to invest money, because you know, in life is not forever. And many women sometimes experience fear and anxiety when their partner either leaves them or dies, or whatever may happen. So you don't want to be in this situation when you feel in shock, when you feel lost, and really not being able to support yourself, because when it was time for you to learn about money, about managing your finances, about investing, you chose not to raise this matter in your relationship.
When it comes to negotiating, and when it comes to being more assertive as a woman leader, many of our ladies who are tuning in have struggles with stepping forward and communicating certain terms when it may be discussing with a financial provider, credit card companies, investment portfolios, and let's say portfolio managers. And when it comes to getting the terms that are favorable for you, again, the feeling or the sentiment is that negotiating is masculine energy, and stepping forward is masculine energy. And for many women leaders, they often have to learn or step into this role. What is your advice for the ladies who are, let's say, doing fine as investors, but they see opportunities that come up, whether it's real estate and there's a deal that needs to be, you need to get on the phone or you need to get that person in the room. What do you tap into in order to be more assertive in getting the terms that you want?
For me, it was always to have a win-win situation. You're not communicating with your with the other side on the phone. You cannot negotiate by saying what you want and what you need. You always focus on what can be beneficial to this person. And obviously it needs to be beneficial to you, but focusing on what this deal will bring to this person, what kind of, maybe it would be not only financial, maybe it would, you know, if it's a seller financing, you can say you will have monthly payments. And so find something that will benefit the person on the other side of the table, so to speak, right? So that's one thing that I think very important when you negotiate about anything, including your partner, by the way, because we negotiate all the time. We negotiate at work, we negotiate at home. So knowing that you've got to always keep in mind the benefits of the other side is very important. Another tip I could give that I always choose, I never come to negotiation from a place of need or weakness. So I know there's some, you know, especially like in this situation, what we're dealing with COVID, some people ask for raise, for example, and you know, they feel that they deserve it and things like that. So you have to be aware of the environment. You have to also know whether it's, you know, a good timing, and how to approach this is when you come from the place of power, not from a place of need. when it comes to discussing particular topic that you want to accomplish, whether it's real estate or whether it's something else. And the third tip that I think very important is knowledge is power. When you know what you're doing, you will be able to communicate appropriately in terms of what you think is right for you, what is not right for you. For example, when you meet financial advisor, if you have no idea what options are available, what would be appropriate for you in this phase in your life, what not, then this person can sell you anything and everything, right? So, and that's unfortunately some less people who don't have high integrity in any field, not only in financial services, but in any field. They will take advantage of you when you don't have knowledge. And that's why my passion is to equip women with knowledge of what options are available. So that's what I do, when it comes to investing. But investing is one aspect of creating wealth. I think that you cannot create wealth if you don't know how to manage your money intentionally. It's just impossible. So you've got to learn that. And I also think it's very important to have a mindset, wealth mindset. So you will be a wealth amplifier, not wealth consumer. Mm. So there are certain factors that I think are important, from like hardcore, like investing and managing money, to soft factors like mindset and being aware of your power within. And that's what I think that's what I teach, and that's what the Millionaire Method, my system for becoming financially independent, is all about. I teach that, these pillars that I just shared.
For the ladies looking to take advantage of the pillars and learn more on a deeper level and dive deeper into your holistic system for creating financial independence, you have a clarity call, strategy call that you are making available to my audience. Can you please tell these success-minded ladies where they can find this call, connect with this call, and get on the path to financial freedom?
I would be happy to. So, ladies, if anything that you heard today triggered you, or maybe gave you an aha, or you got some insight, I really want to invite you to give you this opportunity to talk to me. I call this session dump money worries and create your future now. So at the end of this session, you will know what money strategies you need to implement, what money leaks you may consider stopping. And we will talk about what next best steps you can take to start your journey to financial independence. Because as I explained from my story and from my clients, it's possible for regular people, not only for those who were born into wealth or married a wealthy guy. It is possible. So normally this session is $500, but for you, I want to give you this as my gift. And to get this, unfortunately, I cannot give it to everybody. So I just say that first five people who will email me, I will offer this gift. It would be my pleasure and my honor. And my email is Millen@Dare to Change Life. So if you dare to change your life and become financially independent, email me at Millen, MILLEN, @daretochangelife.com.
Ladies, financial freedom is a journey that cannot be ignored. You can either be a consumer or a producer. And through the conversation that we've shared through this broadcast, you have been given the holistic approach, the approach to mindset, and finally, practical tips to go from being the consumer to being the producer and evolving into the investor. And through the millionaire method, you now have the tips, tools, and strategies to accomplish this. This wealth mindset can be adopted to not only your own success, but to the success of your family, as well as future generations of offspring. This is not the time to ignore your financial freedom and your wealth mindset. Now is the time to step forward in understanding where you are financially and building healthy financial habits for success. On behalf of the great Millen Livis, I am Shadidi Laser, and you've been tuning in to Conversational Currency. We are the fastest growing platform which focuses on the value of social skills for business in a digital era, told through the stories of today's business and thought leaders. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us. And for that, we appreciate you. Enjoy your day. Make sure you go forth and build wealth consciousness within your empire and let that make the difference in your community. Thank you for tuning in.